Good morning everybody and welcome to the final day of day 7 on the Cleveland Way. Today we are nice and early, just gone 4 o'clock this morning in Scarborough, heading round to Filey. Should take me about 8 miles, about 4 hours walking in total. Getting out early because it's supposed to be getting wet later today, and obviously I want to get home as well today, so I thought get up on early, get it done, especially with the sun's coming up, and what a morning for it. Like I say, today is about 8 miles or so to the end of Filey Brig, which as you can see is just all the way behind me at the bottom. Shouldn't be too much of a difficult day today. It's no more than 300 feet up of ascent, which is great. But yeah, really nice sleep last night, defo needed. Obviously I stayed up at the Premier Inn at South Bay, so the Victorian tramway I took up last night to get to the hotel because it's across the road, so not too bad. But yeah, let's see what today brings. So we've just passed the holiday park. I'm just outside of Filey. We're about 3 miles from finishing now. Been very gentle this today. We've now finally done the major ascent of the day, and now we're just slowly descending now to Filey Brig. But overall, 109 miles nearly done. Wow, it's been amazing, absolutely astonishing. I would so recommend this to anybody. It's been one of my favourite walks I think I've ever done. And that's saying a lot, I've done quite a few. But, like you say, look at this. Rain's moving in. It's supposed to be raining in a few hours. I'm hoping I can just make it to the brig in time before it rains. And then obviously if it rains after that, don't mind it because I'll be finished. But, like I say, I can just make out Filey just behind the caravan park, but we're kind of just cruising now to the brig point, and then we have to turn off, head into the centre of Filey to get transport back to Scarborough. So how I've done to get here, because there'll be a few of you wondering how do I plan it, how do I get to and from. You do it at your speed. So you could have done it at 6 days, I've done it in 7, so I chose to split the section between Whitby and Scarborough to only do as far as Robbins Bay, and then obviously the rest then the next day to Scarborough. It just made it more manageable for myself. Obviously I've got a planned trip next year on a Scotland trail. I'm not going to say which, probably already have to be fair, but anyway. So obviously practicing for that was kind of key for me doing this. So this was the route I've chosen getting here. So obviously I started off with travelling all the way over from Cheshire to Scarborough. Now to get to Helmsley you've got a couple of options, but they're very limited. So the major one is to go from Scarborough to Helmsley on the 128 bus. Takes about an hour and 45 minutes. So you've done all that travelling, you've then got another nearly 2 hour bus ride. Not great, but for £3 it does the job. Or if you want to get there a little later, there is a York to Helmsley bus, but it doesn't run very often at all. And that was something that was kind of gutted that didn't run more often, because that would have been ideal for myself. There's nothing from Thirsk, and this is what I can't get my head around, how Thirsk is closer and you can't get a bus. But a taxi will cost you a fortune. But that's for that. And then obviously I travelled to Osmotherley, that was alright, not too bad. Then to Great Ayton. So with Great Ayton there is no accommodation in Kildale really. I don't think there is any anyway, but obviously Great Ayton is the nearest village and I chose there to stay over. you can, if you really got the miles behind you and you've got the legs for it. Gisborough, just after Great Ayton, if you want to push past it. If you can get past Rosebery Top into Gisborough, you're sorted. Obviously Saltburn, I chose Middlesbrough, it was cheaper. And then obviously train fare wasn't that much anyway, so that ended up being cheaper. And then Whitby, B, thank you so much again, Rachel. That was honestly the best night's sleep I've ever had. So that's obviously Whitby. Robin Hood's Bay, Grosvenor, the Grosvenor Hotel, just as you come off the cliff edge onto the main centre of Robin Hood's Bay. Scarborough, did Premier Inn, why not? But I did that one at the South Bay. That was very comfy that last night. Obviously this morning then is my travel home day. With it being 8 miles, you can smash it out in about 4 hours, I'd say. Maybe quicker if you've got the legs like I have. About 3.5 hours. So like I've done this morning, get up, get it done while it's cool. Sun's come up, it's great. Obviously I'm hoping to beat the rain today. And then travelling home, obviously you can get the train back from Scarborough and stuff to get back to where you need to. But overall, this has been a really nice trail. But obviously there's a lot more to do this year with the likes of the Yorkshire Three Peaks in 2 weeks' time. Gosh, got to prepare for that. That's going to be, even though it's a 1-day walk, it's going to be a hard one at that, for the amount of ascent and descent. But if we've done this, that should be a piece of cake. But one thing to remember on this walk is make sure you plan to your ability. If you think you can do more, do more. If you think you can't do that and you need to do less. But plan your trip before you do it, because there's not many campsites. That was something I was a little gutted about on this walk. And I brought all my camping gear if there was more campsites. For 1 or 2, I'm not bringing it. For maybe 3 or 4 for nights, then maybe, but there's not been enough to warrant my camping gear out, and that's kind of disappointing, because that would have been a lot better, obviously, and cheaper to stay as well, because I think my dearest accommodation in all of this has been the Grosvenor in Robin Hood's Bay. £100 that was, but obviously it was quite a nice route, to be fair, so I haven't got too many complaints. But no, to finish this walk today is a big achievement for me, which is woo, the first ever 7-day stretch of walking in continuous go. So I've smashed my personal best of 3. But overall, this has been absolutely joyous. Just hopefully this weather now can just hold out a little longer, just so we finish at Filey Brig, which I think I can just make out the end of. So fingers crossed we can get there before it rains. I have done it. 109 miles for all the way from Helmsley, and I'm now finished in Filey. Wow, what a walk. This is also, if you're everyone wanting to walk, this is also the start here for the Yorkshire Wolds Way. You can either start here or you can start in Hessel. I think the original start's in Hessel, but you can obviously go from here if you wanted to keep going down towards East Yorkshire if you wanted. Head down to Hull and stuff like that. You're more or less sorted. And then obviously the other side of the Humber, you've got the Viking Way that takes you then over to Oakham, not far from Peterborough. But wow, what a walk. To get to here now, I am absolutely buzzing. That has been challenging in areas, but overall, that is by far one of the best walks I've ever done. And I think I'll be doing that again at some point because, oh my God, it's been amazing. Weather at the moment, and I'm going to touch wood on this, I should get on the train now back into Scarborough and it should then start raining. And I've just got out of that in time. So to finish in the dry weather, I'll take it. But like I say, if you've enjoyed it, I say like, share, and obviously if you can, it would be lovely if you could, subscribe. There's plenty more content to come. Obviously, Yorkshire Three Peaks now in 2 weeks' time. Let's go and smash that. But this time, I have completed one of the national trails, the Cleveland Way. And I will see you in the next one. So, as promised, even though I finished the walk, I said we'd have a bench review. And the reason why we chose Scarborough, we've got the longest bench. So, why not give it a try? So, oh, that's comfy. Backrest, plenty of seats, as you can see. Brilliant, this. Yeah, what should we give it a rating of? Well, comfortability, great. Perfect angle for me back. Reasonably height-wise, I'd say out of 5. Should we go with I think we need a scoring system. Out of 5, I think should we go with a 4 out of 5. I think the only benefit of this would have been a few more armrests. Apart from that, overall it's great.